What's going on, y'all? Hope you're having a good day. We got another new trailer for Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, and I'm just going to analyze it and theorize real quick, do my thing. I'm not going to go as in-depth with this one as my previous analysis video, just on account of there not being as much new stuff to talk about. Yeah, but with that out of the way, let's get right into this. We start out on a new cutscene with Nama in the rocky area we saw in the last trailer where the Nahobino was injured. Now, I've seen from some preview footage that this fight is actually pretty early in the game. Also, if you guys want me to make another video going over some of the gameplay preview footage that we also got today, just let me know in the comments. But during this, we hear her say something about the key to the resurrection. Now, if you remember from the last trailer, Lilith said something about preparing the Nahobino for sacrifice, which must be what Nama is referring to here. We also see a big meatball floating above her. Now, this reminds me of the bigger, redder, and more energy-filled meatball that we see behind Yakumo in the last trailer, so while this may be a stretch, I'm going to go ahead and make the call that these are the same meatball. Speaking of Yakumo, we see another cutscene which looks like where you first meet him in the Tokyo Diet building, which is probably what this is. But we also see a quick cut of Sahori with Lamu behind her. This most likely means that the Sahori plotline from the original probably isn't dropped, and now that I think about it, her story here plays a lot into the theme of revenge, so it honestly makes sense that they're keeping this plotline. It makes me wonder how they'll end up incorporating it with the newer stories, hopefully not making the overall story bloated or confusing. Then we see a quick glimpse at a fight with another one of the new Kadistu characters, Agret but Malat, shortened to just Agret here. Also, we got this motherfucker here at level 53 still using baby-ass Zio, Agi, and Bufu. Literally, how have you made it this far in the game? Agret then uses her unique skill Queen's Decree, which just looks like a Megidolon that hits multiple times. We get some more shots of the Nahobino going through the new Shinjuku area and using the new Magatsui rails, mostly just stuff we've seen before. After that, we get a shot of the whole gang sitting together in what looks like the Shinagawa area. Cutscenes like this definitely give me hope and pretty much confirm at this point that this game focuses a lot more on the characters and their development and actually lets them interact with each other. I'm really happy about this. While Tao and Yoko are talking, we see more footage of Dazai in the party, and he summons Chiron up to use a skill called Cautious Cheer, which raises the party's evasion and defense. I don't remember exactly if Chiron up already had this skill in base 5, but if not, it looks like your human party members will have unique skills as well, which is really nice to see. A skill like that is definitely a great incentive for you to use these human party members while they're available, as I imagine you won't always be able to use them throughout the whole story. We get more shots of Yoko and Tao using skills, and more Magatsui reels, mostly stuff we've already seen. Then we get some more shots from cutscenes, and we see what looks like Tao dying, but the important thing here is that this also looks like the scene from the previous trailer in the rocky area. Maybe this implies that Tao dies a little bit later in the story and doesn't die during the encounter with Lamu? Pretty interesting overall. We also get a shot of Dazai getting turned into salt. Yeah, if you didn't know, one of the mysteries that's going on in Dot is that demons are turning into salt, and we learned about this from the gameplay previews as well. Again, if you want me to go over that info too, make sure you let me know in the comments. We'll likely be tasked with finding a solution to this because, well, if Dazai is a pile of salt, the story can't really progress. Another short but interesting shot we get here is the new Nahobino form in the green area where proto-fiends are created. The only characters we've ever seen in this green laboratory area are Aogami and Koshimizu, for sure giving more credibility to how this new fusion has something to do with Koshimizu. We get to see the Paraselene blur skill again, and if you'd like to know my thoughts about that as well as some of the other gameplay additions we saw in the Sacrifice trailer, check out this video right here where I go over it. We get some more gameplay here where Luguru, once again, beats the shit out of the Nahobino. Next we see a demon co-op skill, or whatever they're called. And while this is one we've already seen before, we can see that these fusion skills are used with the Magatsui gauge. This was also pretty much confirmed by the gameplay previews as well. We also see Fenrir, one of the new demons for this game. Then we see the protagonist given the choice to offer this Efreet a simple demon box. We also see that there are two types of demon boxes, simple and lavish. These weren't in the original game, and I honestly have no idea what they could be for, but given that it displays how many are in your inventory, it's likely that these aren't just key items for one side quest. I don't know, maybe you could use them in the demon haunt areas we saw last time for some kind of advantage, or just to give your demons a little treat, like a Pokemon puffin. We see some more skills we've already seen. But during the part that shows off Jack Tempest, a small but interesting detail shows up. The area this takes place in is clearly Shakan, and if you remember from the last trailer, we only ever saw the Nahobino in his Tsukiyomi form in Shakan. Here, we see him in his Aogami form. Now, I may be reading into this way too much, but this could possibly mean that Shakan is a dungeon that you continuously explore as the game goes on and is unlocked in stages. Kind of like the Labyrinth of Amala from Nocturne. I don't know, but with how much influence this game takes from Nocturne, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Then we get more shots of Shinjuku and Magatsui rails. But we also see here that in the Tsukiyomi Nahobino form, you have a different form of attack on the overworld to initiate combat. It looks like you shoot out some kind of thread, and it looks like it might have a slightly longer range than the original sword motion. But then again, if you've played the original, you've seen that the hitbox for the sword swing is deceptively large, so it might just be the same range as that, but with an animation that accurately portrays its reach. We see Cherubim's new exclusive skill, Judgment Light. Very cool. We end on some similar shots from the last trailer, but we see Yoko's eyes light up red. Now remember, this scene takes place in front of all 4 Kadistu, so it might imply that Yoko was secretly working with them the whole time, or they used some kind of mind control on her. Then we get some more shots of the Kadistu as the trailer ends. Overall, with every new trailer, this game just looks better and better, and I cannot wait to pick it up in June, and I hope you all do as well. If there's any JRPG series that needs some love, it is for sure SMT. With that, hope you all enjoyed, hope you learned something new, and I will see you all later.